is the most difficult part about being married to Candace Owens?
How long have we got?
Traveled together so much. He would wake up, we would text, and he would tell me about those vivid dreams. And we talked about a lot of things, as you do when you get to know someone.
18 days after laying eyes, meeting each other, we got engaged. Pardon, not married. We got engaged 18 days later.
Hey everyone, there's a rumor going around that Candace Owens actually hit her husband. I know that sounds crazy, but people started talking after her husband showed up looking like he had a black eye. Folks online are now linking this to her recent behavior, especially how hard she has been going after Charlie Kirk. Some are wondering if all that focus on Kirk has been causing problems in their marriage. The theory online is that a fight may have happened at home, possibly connected to how much attention she has been giving to the whole Charlie Kirk situation. Nothing has been proven, but people keep talking because of how certain things lined up at the same time. Here is what actually got everyone started. Candace appeared at a Catholics for Catholics event wearing a boot and riding a knee scooter. She later explained she broke her foot on Friday the 13th. That alone would not have been a big deal, but her husband George Farmer was also at the event. People watching the footage noticed he seemed to be avoiding the camera, staying in the background like he did not want to be seen clearly. That made people look even closer, and some started saying it looked like he had a mark near his eye. That idea took off on social media quickly. So now you have Candace with a broken foot and her husband possibly having a black eye, both at the same event. People started asking what really went on. The theory grew from there, with some suggesting a fight got out of hand. It is all still just guessing, but you can see how people connected the dots. Then people started looking deeper into their relationship overall. Candace and George got married in 2019, but things moved really quickly between them. They first met in December 2018 at a Turning Point event in London. In less than 3 weeks, they were already engaged. He proposed while they were traveling together. They stayed engaged for a few months and then got married before the year was over.
Aged after 17 days. Charlie Kirk and Candace were doing a speaking tour of the US. She was like, I feel like we should do some events in England. She then became very belligerent about it. When she looks back on it now, she says, I had no idea why I was so belligerent about going to the UK.
Since then, they built a life together and now have kids. Things look fine from the outside, but how fast everything happened between them has always made people raise an eyebrow. When a relationship moves that quickly, people naturally start wondering why. And that is exactly where the talk about their marriage being set up or arranged began to come from.
That you actually have an amazing love story. I have such an interesting How I Met My Husband story. It was totally a God thing. It really was. I was working for an organization called Turning Point at the time, and I bizarrely kept saying to Charlie, who's the founder of Turning Point.
Now, jumping to what is going on right now, those old questions are coming back up. People are looking at the current situation and feeling like there is more happening behind the scenes than what is being shown. And that is where Charlie Kirk enters the picture, because Candace has been putting a serious amount of attention on him lately. And when I say serious, I really mean it.
You guys to know about Charlie is he also used to dream very vividly. Because we traveled together so much, he would wake up, we would text, and he would tell me about those vivid dreams. And we talked about a lot of things, as you do when you get to know someone.
Sure, they were both working in the same political world, but the way she has been talking about him recently feels really intense to a lot of people who are watching. She actually created an entire series called Bride of Charlie, where she digs deep into his life, his relationships, and everything around his death. And it is not just a one-time thing. It keeps going. It's detailed, and she's very committed to it. From the outside, it almost looks like she's completely locked in on that story. Now, think about what it would feel like to be her husband watching all of this happen. You would probably have some questions, because talking about someone you used to work with is one thing, but building a whole series around that person and keep going deeper into their story is something else entirely. That is where people are starting to connect the dots. They are asking things like, what if this level of focus is creating tension at home? What if George is not okay with how far this is going? And what if that led to some arguments? Again, none of this is confirmed, but it's not just coming out of nowhere either. And then when you add in what Candace has been saying about how Charlie Kirk actually died, things go to a whole new level. She has been openly pushing back on the official story, saying it doesn't add up and pointing to the idea that something bigger may be behind it.
Did Charlie find out? Charlie found something out. That's it, guys. Charlie found something out and it cost him his life. That's the truth. Okay. Charlie knew something, and whatever it is big and it is ugly. And deep down, I think we know what it is. I think we all kind of know what it is.
She has also brought up possible cover-ups, called out people inside the organization, and even pointed to outside forces as something that may have played a role. She put out screenshots of what she says are private messages, talked about decisions he made right before he died, and suggested that people with a lot of power may have had something to do with it.
8 hours before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, he was very clear and he was very explicit, and he did not back down, not in that Hamptons meeting, which they're all lying about, nor in this text.
And that has not sat well with everybody. Erica Kirk came out publicly and told her to stop, saying what she's claiming is harmful and not true. Turning Point USA has also tried to separate itself from what Candace has been putting out there, but she has not slowed down at all. She keeps pushing forward, and the more she does, the more eyes it draws.
Not messaging people the day before saying, I'm going to be...
Andrew Colbert is the person who received a text message from Charlie Kirk saying they're going to kill me.
He wrote me this: please pray for me. Quote, I know they want me dead.
So now, all of this is happening at the same time. You have the theories she keeps pushing, the reactions from people close to Charlie, the tension that keeps growing in public, and then this moment where her husband shows up looking like he might have a black eye, while she's there with a broken foot. And people are just trying to figure out what to make of it all. Because when several things happen all at once, people online start drawing lines between them, whether those lines actually belong there or not. Now, it's important to say that there is no confirmed proof that Candace Owens hurt her husband. That has not been established. What we're dealing with right now is people guessing based on what they think they saw and how everything seems to be lining up. But even so, the conversation keeps going, because once people start asking these kinds of questions, they don't just let it go. And that is right where things stand at this moment. Everything is sitting in this unclear space where nothing has been confirmed, but nothing has been fully dismissed either. And the longer it stays that way, the more people start feeling like there might be something bigger going on. Because if this was just a simple misunderstanding, you would expect it to get cleared up fast. But if it doesn't, then this could grow into something much larger than anyone thought it would.